Hello students, hope you all are fine. This teaching video is for class 7 subject social studies and our topic is Inside Our Earth. Let's get started. So today we are going to learn about rocks and minerals and the types of rocks, and today we'll discuss about the igneous rock and sedimentary rocks. Now, what are rocks? Our earth crust is made up of various types of rocks and minerals. Now, if I ask you what is a rock or what are rocks, so you can say any natural mass of mineral matter that makes up the earth crust is called a rock. Okay, again I am saying, so rocks are natural masses of mineral matter in the crust of the earth, and they are composed of one or more minerals and including the hard and compact rocks like granite and diamond, as well as loose particles like clay, mud, sand, etc. Rocks can have different colors and size and texture. You can see the different color and you can see different sizes and texture. Okay, now what are rocks made of? And they are made of minerals. So what is a mineral? So you can say that a mineral is naturally occurring inorganic substance which contains one or more elements with definite physical and chemical properties. You can say examples like quartz, mica, feldspar, and they are common rocks forming minerals. So you can see I am showing you three types of minerals. So look here, the differences between rocks and minerals. You can see here different rocks. You can see the colors and texture and sizes, and you can inside there you can see the color variations. Right, you can see the color variation. So if you took this type of rock here and here you can see different colors, right, and they are minerals, different type of minerals. As I told you, the rocks are composed by one or more elements and they are the minerals. Now look at here, this is a granite, that's a rock, and you can see three types of minerals: mica, quartz and feldspar. Okay, and next we are going to talk about the types of rocks, and we can say that on the basis of formation, appearance and the kind of minerals which constitute them, geologists have classified rocks into three major groups, and they are igneous rock, sedimentary rock and metamorphic rock. Today we are going to learn about the two types of rocks, igneous rock and sedimentary rock. Next class we will read about the metamorphic rock. Now come to the word meanings. Igneous is come from ignis, that means fire. Sedimentary rocks, sedimentum means settle down, and metamorphic rocks, the metamorphose means change of form. So look here, ignis, that means the fire. So first we are going to learn about the igneous rock. But before that, you have to understand that the lithosphere originally consists of primary or igneous rock, subjected to internal and external processes. It underwent changes and many of the igneous rock were transformed into rocks belonging to the secondary group, and they are known as the secondary rocks. So this one is known as primary rocks. So igneous rock. Can you imagine lava coming out from the volcanoes? Here you can see in this image. So lava is actually red molten magma coming out from the interior of the earth in the surface. You can see it here. The lava is coming outside on the surface of the earth. You can see the flow of the molten magma, and after that they solidify it and they make one kind of rock, and that is known as igneous rock. So here you can see the volcanic eruptions, right, and then you can see the flow of magma here also, and here you can see the solidification of that lava. Okay, and this one is known as a primary rock. Why it is known as a primary rock? It refers to rocks formed by cooling and solidification of the hot lava and magma beneath the earth's interior. Since they were the first to formed, they were also referred to as primary rocks. Okay, now let's discuss about the two types of igneous rock. On the basis of origin, igneous rocks may be classified as extrusive igneous rock and intrusive igneous rock. Now look at here. What are the two types of igneous rock? So as I told you, extrusive and intrusive. Now first discuss about the extrusive. When this You can see the magma chamber. So from the magma chamber, the magma is coming outside. Okay, and when this molten lava comes on the earth's surface and is rapidly cooled down and becomes solid, the rocks form in such way is the crust is called the extrusive igneous rock or volcanic rock. You can see a volcano here. Look at very carefully. This is a volcano, and you can see the magma is coming from inside the magma chamber and it's coming as a lava in outside, and then they solidified, and this solidified section you can see it here. Okay, they cool down and they solidified. So this is known as a extrusive igneous rock. For example, I can tell you the basalt is the extrusive igneous rock. Now let's talk about the intrusive. So we can say sometimes the molten magma, the magma is coming here. So the magma cool down deep inside the earth crust. So they are not coming outside, they are solidified inside the earth crust. You can see it here. So before reaching the surface, they can solidify here, they can solidify here also. And solid rocks so form are called intrusive igneous rock or plutonic rocks. Since they cool down slowly, they formed large grains. So I can give an example of granite. So granite is an example of intrusive igneous rock. Now look at here in the next diagram also. Here you can understand very easily. This is a magma chamber. When the magma is coming outside as lava and they solidified, and this is known as the extrusive igneous rock. And when the magma is coming here and they cannot reach the surface of the earth, the inside they are solidified, and this one is known as the intrusive igneous rock. So this one we can say as an example of basalt, and this type of rocks you can give one example like granite. Okay. Now look at the original pictures of basalt and granite. Now look at here. This is the basalt and this is the granite. So where we can see granite, you can see the granite in our kitchen. The slab where your mother is putting your gas oven, and the slab is made by granite. And you know where you can see the basalt? Basalt we can see in the railway station. You can see the railway track and there are many rocks. The black color of rocks, yes, that rocks are actually basalt rock. Okay. Now do you know the Deccan Plateau is made up of the basalt rock? Now look at the picture of Deccan Plateau. These rocks are the basalt rock. They are made by the basalt rock. Where we can see the Deccan Plateau is the Indian map, and here you can see this place. This is the place of Deccan Plateau, and this is the original picture of the Deccan Plateau. So this is made by basalt rock. Okay. Now let's talk about other types of igneous rock. You can see I just showing you different type of igneous rock. As I told you that granite and basalt, I can show you here, and there are the other ones also. Now let's talk about the sedimentary rock. As I told you, the word sedimentary is derived from the sedimentum, and the meaning of the sedimentum is settle down. In Latin, is a Latin word. Okay. The fragments of rocks are carried by running water or wind or glaciers are deposited in the depositions under the water. Now look at here the picture, the river. The river are carrying all these boulders. You can see it here. Right. So from the mountains the rocks roll down and cracked and hit each other. Right. And they broken down. You can see the pebbles. So they are broken down. The smaller also. Yes, so and they are coming into smaller fragments, and now you can see the smallest one. So these smaller particles are called the sediments. You can see the sand, silt and clay. You know the silt, the fine alluvium is known as silt, is carried by the river, right? So again I am saying what are sediments. So I can tell you that the rocks roll down, crack and hit each other, and they broke down into small fragments. These smaller particles are known as sediments. These sediments are transported and deposited by the wind or river, etc. These loose sediments are compressed and hardened into the layers of rocks, and this type of rocks are known as sedimentary rock. You can see the size of the river. So this type of rocks are known as sedimentary rock. Here we can see many layers. You can see the layers here. They are known as stratified rocks also. The sedimentary rock also known as stratified rocks, because we can see many layers here. Look the layers. So you can see the sediments here. So after many years they can be solidified and they transferred into a rock, and then we can see this type of rocks. Understood? Now we are calling them, and they are belonging to a secondary group of rock, right? Such rocks usually compress layers of varying composition. The larger rock particles, there are many rock particles, so which are the larger ones, such as you can say the sand or pebbles, they get deposited and initially, and the finer sediments such as clay and silt are deposited later. So first, the lower part we can see the sands and pebbles, the upper part we can see the clay and fine silts. So this way we are having the sedimentary rock. Now look, an example of sedimentary rock is a sandstone, and you know what is this picture? So you know this is the red fort, and this is made by the sandstone. Okay, so I am showing you one example of sandstone here. This is a picture of sandstone, and by the red sandstone this type of actual sites are made of. Okay, now let's talk about the fossils. These rocks, that means these sedimentary rocks, may also contain of the fossils of plants and animals and other microorganisms that once lived on them. So water fossils, look at here. The fossils are the preserved remains of trace of remains or ancient organisms. Fossils are not the remains of organism itself. Read properly. Fossils are not the remains of the organism itself. They are rocks. So you can say a fossil can preserve an entire organism or just a part of ones, like the bones, cells, feathers, leaves, and can also become a fossil. So you can see is a plant, the leaf fossils, and you can see a fish. So they are the fossils. Okay. Now the next point I want to discuss about the limestone. How are limestone formed? Let's talk about this. The skeletal remains of sea organisms and decayed plants are trapped in the sediments and deposited on the sea floor. You can see many organisms are here. Many plants can be here. You can see. So the skeletal remains of the sea organisms, the skeletal form. Okay, and the decayed the plant are trapped in the sediments and deposited on the sea floor. Over the years, these remains become organically formed sedimentary rock. So you can see after many years, they transferred to as a rock. And here you can see all the skeletal parts remains of the organisms. Okay. So this way the limestone is formed. So what have you learned today? So we have learned that the earth crust is consists of variety of rocks and minerals, right? And then we talked about the igneous rock and sedimentary rock. The rocks formed by the cooling and solidification of the lava and magma are called igneous rock. And I told you sedimentary rock is carried by running water and wind and moving as get deposited in the layers and eventually from the sedimentary rock. And next we talked about the what origin, right, and about the fossils. Now I am assigning you some homework which from the portion we have learned today, the question number 1, 2, 3, 6 and 12. Okay, and now I am to show you the previous class model work. As I told you to make a model of interior structure of the earth, so this way you can make a model. As I told you, if you don't have the equipments to make the model work, so you can make a chart work. But I am giving you an idea how to make a model work on the interior structure of the earth. So we end our class here. Hope you enjoyed the class. If you have any doubt, we definitely will discuss on that questions and we will learn more in our next class. So read properly, do your homework. Thank you class.